G'day cunts. Been a little while. Probably something to get used to, that. You know, it's a busy life, this lefty existence. Working on my shrine to Stalin, learning Quranic texts and spending my Soros bucks. It takes up most of the day. Anyway, this is going to be a shortish one. Quick wrap up of recent events in St Kilda, because I want you all to share in that experience. And then at the end, I'm going to talk about getting banned on Twitter and talk about the video or two that's in the works. Sweet. St Kilda though. Quickly for those who don't know, which I doubt will be any locals, this relates to a recent political discussion, i.e. race baiting opportunity for the local far-right groups of Melbs, which was held in St Kilda, Melbs. Actually, this might include a lot that's already known by people not from overseas or a part of the local rabble. If this is stuff you do know already, I don't know, sack up I guess. This rally was ostensibly organised as a response to the non-existent crime wave from Victoria's recent Sudanese arrivals, i.e. those Victorians making up a whole 0.1% of the population. And for fuck's sake though, even the premise of this rally was ridiculous. Because, well, not only is the crime wave not real, well, let's have a look at some of the organisers and hangers-on for this event. Firstly, there's this guy, who I've mentioned before, one Blair Cottrell, or Cottrell as he would say it. Now, he has among his list of convictions a charge for stalking, which involved threatening his ex's new squeeze with an axe. Then there's this bloke with the ever-thickening middle, Neil Erikson. He was allowed to skate on jail time after personally threatening a rabbi for being Jewish. He has also recently been accused of rape, and when asked about this by local activists, Erikson's response was, quote, "Regret isn't rape." Ew. Also, check out this specimen called Bluebeard, who I'm pretty sure is getting arrested for breach of bail in this pic because he spent Christmas Eve in lockup after punching a woman. So yeah, these are the blokes who reckon they're here to defend us all from the rising tide of African criminals. Like I said, ridiculous. Of course, people with more than 2 brain cells to rub together, including yours truly, were there to counter this, and tempers ran a bit hot. Not much in the way of biffo, but certainly plenty of yelling and posturing. Now, I would acknowledge, there's always tension in this stuff for me. On the one hand, these guys do represent the pointy end of a very serious threat to our community, and they are very violent. On the day even, they managed to attack some people wheeling sound equipment when the cops made a deployment error. But equally, these people are just such fucking morons, I couldn't and can't help but laugh. And well, there was just so much that was objectively hilarious on show. I guess I've already shown you some examples, but here's a few more. We got to see Quasimodo cosplaying as a member of the Soldiers of Odin, which is what happens when you want to be in a bikie gang, but you and your mates can't afford Harleys. We also got to see a complete timeline of the effects of steroid abuse in the one place. Also note that among Blair's convictions is one for smuggling a controlled substance. Guess which one? That's right, steroids. And we got to see this guy, who was there to try and make the racist look not racist. You know, that whole "I've got a Viet guy at my rally so I can't be racist" thing that wouldn't convince anyone with the critical thinking skills of a 5-year-old. Evidently, this gent is someone who would belong to that cohort though, because he started a Facebook page related to this rally called Romper Stomper 2.0. Seemingly forgetting that Romper Stomper was a movie about Nazis bashing up Vietnamese immigrants. Whoa. Best of all though was the totality of all the Nazi bullshit we got to see. Every time one of these idiots sig howled or whatever, us on the other side actually cheered. Because the thing is, while Blair and Erikson etc. can't escape their outspoken past as Nazis, remember Blair also said he wanted a picture of Hitler in every classroom and was once denounced as a Nazi by Erikson himself, they've at least learned to try and hide behind a gossamer thin veneer of being just patriots. These idiots here though blew that straight out of the water, and I've no doubt that there's some serious telling off and arguments going on in those circles right now. Not only does all this fuck up the plans of the on-the-ground right-wing leadership, it also fucked up this guy, a bloke who basically fell into a Senate seat, Fraser Anning. Now, Mr. Anning, who was most famous for trying to claim that he didn't know what was implied by the phrase final solution in relation to Muslim immigration, which he chose to use in his maiden speech to the Senate, is going to find it very hard to maintain that line of ignorance now. Coincidence tends to add up. Anyway though, this guy flew down from Queensland to attend the St Kilda rally and is now being denounced by pretty much everyone, even our xenophobic asylum seeker stopping PM, Scott Morrison, who keeps this dumbass self-provided statue on his desk. Oof. So yeah, not a great day for these dudes. Not that I'd think any day being them was ever great. My only personal concern is that shit like this allows folks like Morrison to hold up a bit of a shield of denial. While he took far too long to denounce Anning, etc., and even then was a bit soft, no doubt he's conscious of a need to not piss off his base of pearl-clutching boomers over this, he's now going to be able to point to this apparent proof that he's opposed to actually racist behaviour. I guess what I'm saying is, don't forget, Morrison and co are legit bigots, and they have some real power right now. We need to be making sure that people are aware, convinced, and conscious of that fact. Anyway, enough about St Kilda. Moving on to Twitter. I got banned. Specifically, I got banned for saying, on a post about how it would be great to be able to criticise white people in their history without being accused of supporting white genocide, that I, quote, do definitely want to kill all the white people though. Now that is of course satire, and would of course mean killing me and my whole family as well. But whatever, it's just fucking Twitter. If they don't want to invest a bit of time in considering context, well, that's their prerogative. I bring it up though, because it's the sort of thing that I said fairly often on Twitter, and my only previous sin binning was for making TERFs mad. See, what I think happened was that in the days leading up to the ban, I'd taken to teasing Sargon and his fans on that particular genius's account. I wasn't really saying much to anyone else outside of woke Twitter at the time, so I reckon it was getting the Sargonites riled up that earned me the report, which is the sort of irony that I fucking live for. Cheers, snowflakes. I'm sure you'll defend my so-called freedom of speech as rabidly as you would Tommy fucking Robinson or any other Nazi. Lastly, my plans for the near future. A dude on Twitter had linked me up to this guy, Isaac Butterfield, a little while ago. I didn't know much about him myself until this, but I think Buddy's description of him was pretty accurate. He's a not very good comedian who's trying to appeal to the right to make a career, I guess. Anyway, I'm prepping a response to that "it's okay to be white" one, and I see a recent video of his is titled "Why I Hate Feminism," so that could be fun too. We'll see. Anyway, have fun cunts, see you in the next one.